Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Diet Riot, which is a horror anthology collection, which focuses around stories where the main characters are fat, slightly overweight, obese, however you want to say it, on the chunkier side. This is edited by Nico, which I hope to God I'm saying her first name right, and Sonora Taylor. Sonora is a very good friend of mine. I have reviewed a couple of her books already on my channel. I will have them up on the screen somewhere, and I will have a couple of links down below in case you want to check them out. Sonora is a horror author and that's what she does. And when she reached out to me about this anthology, I was excited and intrigued. As I said, this collection focuses around main characters which are a bit on the chunkier side. This is done because these types of characters in books tend to be either the villain or a not very nice person, when the good looking and muscular guy or girl or whoever tends to be on the more positive end. Before I get into it, I just want to say that I'm not in any way glorifying people that are a bit overweight, chunky people. I'm not glorifying people being fat. As long as you're not hurting anyone, then you be you. But I think that if you are bedridden and so obese that you can't actually move and do day-to-day activities, then I think that you should get some help and maybe get some assistance as well. Being someone personally that is, I wouldn't say fat or obese, but struggles with their weight and has trouble getting weight off, I'll put it this way, guys. If I was to play Santa in a Santa's Grotto this year, then I wouldn't need to bring any padding. But we live in a world and a society where image is the main thing. You know, what you wear, how you smell, what your hair looks like, what your body type is, how your skin looks, your facial hair, any jewelry, anything and everything that you have on your person every time you leave the house, you are judged upon. We have all these advertisements, all these billboards, all these advertisements on the posters everywhere and TV adverts telling us what we should wear, what we should look like, what our hair should look like, what we should be eating, what cream we should be using on our skin. Basically, how we should look in order to potentially feel accepted within society itself. So before I get to tell you guys what all these stories are all about, let's just go straight over to Sonora now, where she'll be telling you a little bit about herself as an author.
Hi everyone, I'm Sonora Taylor, and I wanted to thank you very much for checking out this review of Diet Riot, a Fatterpunk Anthology, co-edited by Nico and myself. It features 12 fat-positive horror stories, something that Nico and I curated because we're really fucking tired of seeing fat phobia and horror, and we wanted to have a book that's still full of horror, still full of everything you'd want in the genre, but just without all the awful fat phobia that you seem to find, not everywhere else, but in a lot of places. And there's certainly not a whole lot of fat positivity in the genre, so we hope that you'll enjoy this review of the book. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonora. And if you want to contact her, please do not hesitate. I will have a bunch of contact information down below in the description. She is super nice. She does some awesome books as well. I would highly recommend that you go and check them out on Amazon or wherever. With this collection, I'm just going to give you the title, and I'm going to put the name of the author up on the screen in case I butcher it. I'm going to tell you what I rated it and obviously what the story is all about. So the first story is called Cinderella and Her Demon's Godmother. This one is about a woman that summons the demons to take care of someone that is saying bad things about her. I didn't really think much of this one. It was kind of okay, so I rated it a 3 stars. And these are all out of 5-star rating, guys, as usual. Next one was Curious Garden, and this is about a fat camp which, if you don't meet your target weight for that time frame, then you mysteriously go missing. This one was a good one because the idea of, you know, camp and all that setting in the woods and all that stuff, it was really, really good. It kind of reminded me of that Disney movie. I can't remember what it was called. I think it might be called Heavyweights, which reminds me a lot about this story. I'm not sure if the author got inspired by that movie, but that's what it reminded me of. But I rated that one a 4 stars. Next was Blue Hair, which was about a lesbian who falls in love with a woman who has blue hair, and she is a witch. There's all these cats around her, and there is this conspiracy and plan, or sinister plan, that she has towards her newfound lover. It revolves around the blood ritual. That's all I have to say about it. It was a good story. I'm always intrigued and up for reading a story about witches. So I rated that one a 3 stars. Next was The Lake House by Nico Bell. So this was by one of the editors of this anthology. So this is about a female married couple, or a lesbian married couple, that moved to this cabin near this lake to try to mend their broken marriage. But when a monster turns up, it kind of changes that. This one was a real dark and atmospheric story, and it kind of like piqued my ears up at this point in the book when I thought, okay, this is a really, really good story. But I rated The Lake House a 4 stars. Next was Neon Afterglow. It's about a man who is a transvestite, and he discovers these strange experiments in his local hospital. That is all I remember of it, and it must have not really left much of an impact because I give it a 2.5 stars. Next was a story called Waterfall, and again, I can't remember much about this one. All I've written was it was about a girl that was in school, and there was a couple there that were like pretty and popular, and they had everything that they wanted, and they took her to a secluded area, I'm not sure where, and they did some sort of spell or ritual or whatever to change this girl's fate. So can't really remember much about it, so I give it a 2 stars. Next was a story called The Red Dots in the Window, and this is about a girl that goes for a babysitting job, and when she goes to the house, she sees all these red dots in the window. So that's where the title comes in, and it's a haunted story, but who is the ghost and who isn't? It's a really good story. It kind of gave me more of a Goosebumps / Fear Street, vibe to it, but it was okay. It was a good story. It really was. Nothing special, but nothing mind-blowing. So I rated that one a 3.5 stars. Next was a story called Fluffers. Pretty sure that's how you say it. And what I've written down is really weird. All I've written down is it's about a man who cleans the railway tracks at night and discovers something scary with the mice. But yeah, I can't remember much about it, and I give it a 2.5 stars. Next was a story called Like a Thief in the Night, and this is about a female thief. Pretty sure she's an art thief, and she is hired by this man in this mansion, this rich person, to steal a bit of artwork for him. And when she goes to his mansion, she soon discovers that this man is trying to summon a devil or a demon of some sort. Again, I must have liked it, but I can't remember much about it. But I rated it a 4 stars. The next one, apologies if I can't say it, I'll have it on screen anyway, but I'll try to say it, is Compliance, maybe. This is about a girl who is struggling with her weight and is trying to be accepted by society, but she one day makes a wish which goes horribly wrong or right, where everyone is transformed into her and is like her. But I enjoyed this one. It was a 4-star read for me. Next one was The Floor is Lava. This is about a group of teenagers, I think they're skaters, that are looking at this meteor shower, and all these meteors crash down to Earth, and the floor turns to lava, or the ground turns to lava, and all these strange insects are going around trying to kill them and devour them. Despite that premise, I thought that this one was a kind of a okay story, so I rated it a 2.5 stars. And the next and the last story is probably the one I was looking forward to the most, and that was by Sonora herself. And this is called Easy Bake. This is an absolute gem of a story. It really was. Apart from Nico's story, this was the other shining point of this book for me. Not saying that all these other ones weren't worth a read, but for me, them two were lovely. But this one is about a cookery competition where you are literally cooking for your life. Think about the Hunger Games and take any cookery show that you can think of. One that there's a competition for, like Hell's Kitchen or I don't know, like MasterChef or something like that, and put them together. Every single time that these people cook, one of them has to die. This is done in a very graphic way. There is cannibalism in this story, so be warned about that. But this was a good story, it really was. And yeah, I loved it. And I could have nitpicked it to bits to try to get the score down a little bit, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. 5 stars. This was an excellent read. I just want to say as well that there is a list of trigger warnings at the end of this book, so they aren't extensive. But if you want to read it, it won't give any spoilers to the stories. But if you want to check it out, just in case there may be something in there that may upset you, then feel free. I enjoyed all these stories, regardless what I rated them. Personally, it never really filled me with a strong sense of being, yay, I'm fat and proud of being fat and overweight, and I'm feeling so uplifted and fat positivity, yay. It's just about a bunch of stories where all the main characters seem to be about overweight. There wasn't really much emphasis on somebody that's fat saving the world, for example. And most of the characters in it were either female and or queer or gay, or however the proper term is nowadays. So being a straight male, well, last time I looked anyway, I couldn't really connect with any of the characters. I liked the characters in all these stories, but there wasn't really much of a connection that I had with them. I did care about them, but there wasn't that connection that I had for them. If Nico and Sonora decide to do a second volume or a part 2 to this anthology collection, then I would love it if they had a good mix of characters that were both male and female, because being fat and obese and overweight doesn't have a gender, and having most of the characters being queer or gay wasn't really mentioned at the start of the book or the intro or wherever. Not saying that that was a bad thing, but that was something that I was unexpected to get to and read. But it is something that I want to get into and read more of. There is sexual scenes in this book of people of the same sex, so I don't know if that's something that may upset you or whatever, then be warned about that. But overall, I'm going to rate this a 3 stars out of 5. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. I enjoyed reading it. I'm probably going to read it again at one point in my life. But, people are going to read it and make up their own minds. And would I recommend it to you guys as a horror fan? Sure, why not? Something different to read. You're reading something that's not by anyone that's well known, and if they are, then I don't know that. But yeah, go and check it out, make up your own minds about it. It's on Kindle, obviously, and you can get it in paperback. Not sure if it's in hardback, but yeah, give it a try and see what you think. If you like what I've mentioned in this video so far, then yeah, sure, give it a go. But yeah, in conclusion, thank you so much, Sonora, for sending me this, and thank you, Nico, as well. I know that we didn't communicate or talk in any way. We kind of talked through Sonora and her emails. But thank you so much for editing this collection, and your story was awesome as well. So guys, that's all I had to say. So with all that out of the way, I will see you in my next video.